Today we're going to talk about what to do if your client or your potential client, so your prospect, gives you their contract first. I may read it. My first stop is actually to check how many pages it is. If it's over 3 or 4 pages, I just write back and say, hey, thanks for sending me your contract. For me to do this, then I'll have to engage a lawyer. And, often the projects are whatever, under $1,000 or something, not under $1,000, under $10,000. And the cost of a lawyer is prohibitive in that instance. And so I just say that, I'm going to have to charge you for a lawyer because the contract is so small, the overall pricing of this. Now, if it was a $100,000 contract and they're saying, hey, we're ready to go, here's our contract you need to sign, I may go for it. We'd have to see. It depends on the scale of business you're going with. If it's, say, 2 to 3, if it's 2 to 3 pages, then I'll read through it. I've done this probably a dozen times, and most times, in fact, all times that I've gone through a client's contract and had revisions to it, so they've had stuff like, you need to report your hours to us every week, and you bill hourly, and I just said, I don't do that. I bill weekly, and I don't report my hours. And they said, oh yeah, that's just our standard boilerplate. That's fine. And we just took it out. There was a bunch of clauses like that, around, if we're unhappy, then we get all the money back. And I just said, that's not how this works. That's not how we're going to do this. And they said, oh, that's just the boilerplate. So we struck that out. We came up with something that was amicable, right? So we basically changed it to similar to what my contract just said. If we're not happy, then you get paid for the work you did, and then we walk away, right? We can both part ways. I give them all the work I did. I'm already been paid for the money because they get paid a week, and I get paid in advance. And then we just part ways. So I do occasionally do that, but really most clients don't give me their contract first. It's been a dozen times in 5 years, and I actually find it's less and less, which is funny. As I work on bigger projects, it's less and less. But it may depend on scale. If you're dealing with say $50,000 contracts regularly in large corporate environments, or more, say $100,000 contracts in large corporate environments, then you may get contracts a lot. In which case you probably need a lawyer to deal with that, and you need to account that as a business expense or a cost of doing business and winning those large clients.